Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we bring you round two of season 27, Sunday Night Lights here from Barber Motorsports Park. Where tonight we got so close to our eighth 5Ks off in a row at 49.98 or something like that. But look, thanks again to the community for coming out and support this race. It is always greatly appreciated. I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, massive night of racing here tonight at Barber Motorsports Park.
That's exactly right, Alex. We have a full book of participants here tonight. 20 cars to hit the track here for Barber Motorsports Park. 16 laps in the track that bears the name of the car. This should be some exciting racing because we have the absolute best of the best gathered here in this race.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of such, let's see some of our drivers out there. We start with the lead Japanese driver, one-plated, one-seated car here tonight of one Naoya Nagai. Great to see Nagai-san back. We missed him last week, but he's back in action here tonight, of course. The number two, Christian Perez, official and SNL champion from last season. Took out race one last week in convincing fashion. Took out the warm-up race. Can anyone beat him here tonight? Adam Miles is car number three, but hasn't quite hit the track as yet. Sam Devantier, the leading ANZ driver. He is for Speedy Snails and car number four, Takumi Yamato. Of course, put it on pole last week in the absence of Nagai, keeping the Japanese front row sitters streak alive. He starts as car number five. Fraser Smith joins us once again. Didn't have much luck last week in the BMW livery, but he's back for another crack. Brett McBurney, we haven't seen Brett this season yet for McFlabby Racing. Car number seven here tonight, the ANZ driver. Great to see him back in action. Hikaru Sasaki-san joining us again this week, starting as car number eight. Loris Amadio, the only Italian driver in the field this week. He's car number nine. And Ollie Peacock, the UK&I driver, joining us once again in the top half of the field, rounding out as car number 10, Corey.
That's right, Alex. Coming up next for Team Clowns Racing, Vasco Swarovski from the OzNZ Club as the 11th plated car. And I'm just having a look. He doesn't have a shutter of clowns this time, Alex. He's only got the one spotter.
Amazing. Just the one? What's going on?
We've got Martin Booker from the UK&I Club as the 12th plated car here tonight. We've got Xavier Sanchez back once again from Iberia in the 13 car. We've got Dimitri Filipides from the Asia Club in the 14 plated car. We've got Neil Gardner making a return from OzNZ in the 15 car. Yannick Maral from France in the 16th plated car. Hiroshi Ueda also making a return for the Japan Club, 17th plated car. The 18th plated car is Akira Nakajima from Japan. And we've got Shinji Otsu from Japan as well. Otsu in the 19th plated car, wrapping up the field, just sneaking in with a 37.05 I rating, Alex. OzNZ's very own Daniel Savinol. And it's great to see him back in the top split.
Oh, Savinol, he snuck in there. He is dead set, and I'm not exaggerating here. He is tied at 37.05 with Shinichi Otsu, who we mentioned before, the Japanese driver. Both of them dead set, lucky to be in here, that's for sure. They've just snuck in. And I wonder how iRacing figures that out. If you roll the dice and they're on equal I rating, just let them both in. Go on, get in there. They've managed to get in as the times start coming down now. 37.6 on an opening lap. That's outstanding from Perez, really starting to work on his quali, just ahead of Fraser Smith. I didn't check the track temps, but I know for a fact that the fastest quali time here this week was a 37.028. And if anyone beats that, and it's going to be in this field, that's for sure, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And I can see the track temp. It's 39 degrees Celsius. We've got a very hot track here today, which will mean that these tires will warm up very quickly. And it could be a little bit slidey, actually, while they're trying to get temp into their tires, especially with the rise and fall of this track. But as we said, we've got some of the best drivers in the world here tonight. And I'm actually surprised that Naoya Nagai He's only P3 at the moment after the first lap. But he's starting to wind up here on the back end of his second lap, and he's looking pretty strong.
Yeah, for sure he is. He's always been strong in quali ever since he burst onto the scene. But Perez is the one to watch as he comes across the line. Can he better his first lap? Oh, what's the timekeeper say? 37.5. He's only just done it. Nagai, he's coming through. Is he the final sector now? What's the Japanese driver got for us as we hop on board? What's he got? Oh, he's gone to the top with a 37.1. Get that, India. That's fantastic from the Japanese driver. Is anyone else? Yamato makes it a Japanese 1-2. Sasaki was in fourth. He's on the second row. Peacock splits the Japanese drivers. And McBurney sticks an ANZ driver, if you don't mind, on the front row, Corey. Can't get better than that in the ANZ soft, can you?
Absolutely not, Alex. That's fantastic news for the AusNZ community. I think everyone is just about done on their laps. I think Adam Miles in the 3 still out there somewhere.
Ortsu, he's still out there. He's coming around through the final sector now. Although he may not trouble the timekeepers in terms of the quali standings. Currently in 17th as he comes close. What's he done? Oh, he's up to 15th. Miles, mate. He's the one to watch. He's been right up the front in the last few weeks.
That's exactly right, Alex, because he's coming through turns 14 and 15 right now to end off the lap. Very difficult braking zone into 15 because you're constantly turning on that long sweeping right-hander. He's coming through the final corner, takes all the exit curb without touching the grass. To the line, what time do we get from Mr. Adam Miles?
Only good enough for 8. 37.6. Very tight at the top of this field. You can see all the way down to 14th, only separated by less than a second. It's not until you hit 15th, the 8th row of the grid, that you see anyone outside that range. Now, speaking of the grid, let's take a look for... Oh, hang on. Why won't it show me the grid? Yeah, that's that one. How about give me some grid? Is there still someone out there? Oh, there is. The Cowboy. The Cowboy. How did we miss the Cowboy? Let's get it back up there. TV1 on the Cowboy, Sam Devantier, please. No, he's pulled the pin. All right, no, okay. Let's grab the grid. Hopefully it'll show it this time. No. Weird. Trust us. The session's nearly over.
Yannick has not completed a single lap in qualifying, Alex. That's why you're probably not getting the grid yet.
Righto, there you go. 3 seconds. 2, 1, go, end. All right, now we might be able to get the grid. My goodness. There we go. Stranger things. All right, season 27, round 2 from Barber Motorsports Parks. We've got Naoya Nagai, a familiar face, sitting on pole with a 37.1, right up there with the best in the week. Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing, less than 1/10 behind. Fantastic drive from McBurney. Sticks it on the front row next to Nagai. Ollie Peacock from UKNI similarly does a fantastic job to put it in third. And joining him on the second row for Nagai Racing School is Takumi Yamato. Starting fifth tonight, Hikaru Sasaki, one to watch, an up-and-coming Japanese driver for sure. Starting sixth tonight will be Fraser Smith from UKNI. Christian Perez, current leader, last season's champion for Astro Racing Team. He starts in 7th. Adam Miles for UKNI, looking to move forward from his position, starting 8th. Donald Sabinal, great qualifying for the 20-plated car, starts out at 9th. Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns, flying solo here tonight, starts out of P10. It's P11 tonight. Neil Gardner returns to the top split, making his appearance starting out of 11th. Joining him on the 6th row will be Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing. How good's that name for a team, hey? Excellent. 13th off the grid will be Loris Amadio from Italy. Xavier Sanchez from Spain out of 14th. 15th on the grid will be Shinichi Otsu from Japan. Akira Nakajima from Nagai Racing School and Japan will be starting 16th. Dimitri Filippides starts 17th. 18th off the grid, Hiroshi Ueda from Japan. Sam Devantier for Speedy Snails out at 19th. Not where we're used to seeing him. And 20th without setting a time, off the grid as the green lights go off or come on will be Yannick Marrel from France. We might just grab an empty box, so to speak. We're just waiting for them to grid up. There we go, Corey, and we're almost away.
As the revs start to rise, the red lights mean rev, and the green lights mean go. As Fred the flag marshal furiously waves his green flag in the air. We're off and racing here for Barber, round number 2 of season 27. And already Nagai-san taking the early lead here from Brett McBurney. Single file racing for the most part, going through turns 1 and 2, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Expect a bit of this early on. The guys getting themselves sorted at a track that is quite difficult to pass as they run now down into turn 5, one of the primary passing opportunities. How are we looking deeper in the field? Yeah, look, there's some moves starting to be made. Sabanal gets, does he get defended? No, and Swarovski looking to take advantage there as Adam Miles goes through on Sabanal, or at least defends. And they're still 2 by 2 as they approach the waterfall chicane for the first time up front. This is one of the trickiest sections you'll ever see as they run down. Single file is the way to do it typically, and single file they are. Look at that string of skippies, Corey. That's an amazing sight as they run up the back straight for the first time.
It absolutely is, Alex. Right now, the field is 20 deep, and we have them all in a single file line all together. Just a couple of little gaps starting to form, though. I can see the top 3 starting to pull away from Takumi Yamato here ever so slightly, Alex.
Yeah, and Peacock right on the tail of McBurney, putting all sorts of pressure, and that's probably opening up the gap a little bit to Yamato. Deeper in the field, Perez has made a move, put one on Fraser through the closing section, if you don't mind, of lap 1. Fantastic move from the Spaniard. Got it done. He'll be looking to move his way forward, moves to a defensive position. Oh, in the background, we've lost one. It's Sanchez. He's gone off. He's, let's take a look at what happened there to the other Spaniard in the field. Oh, yep. You touch the grass on the outside of the final corner at your own peril. And typically it spits you off into the wall on the left-hand side, sorry, the right, driver's right, no, left-hand, the pit wall, as we see Peacock making that move on McBurney into turn 5, but that time Sanchez only managed to correct the snap oversteer to stick him on the right-hand side. It's a bit less prone to hitting a wall, but it looked like he might have tagged, and certainly his race is over. As in the background, we see all these skippies, not so much line astern. Oh, side by side, McBurney pushing the point with Peacock. 2 aggressive races on display at the moment, and what they're doing though is they're allowing Nagai 2.0 to run away with it. And one thing we know is that Nagai has got 1 lap pace, and if he can string a few of them together, this one's already over, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. I was just checking out something that happened in turn 5 that time. Fraser Smith was squeezed out by Adam Miles, and I think there was something else that just happened between Miles and Perez. Heard Perez getting very animated on the radio.
Yeah, let's check out what happened to Fraser Smith. Oh, as they're coming down into... Oh, he squeezes out to the right on the number 3 car of Adam Miles as they come into the braking zone at turn 5, which is a passing opportunity, hence the defence from Smith. Miles, his compatriot, gets squeezed in at the apex. I'm going to guess they have contact there. Yes, there it is. And around goes Smith. As we play on it real time. Oh, look, they've got away with one there, absolutely, Corey, but certainly not what Smith wanted this early on in the race. As we jump back up front, Peacock and McBurney now a full 1.8 seconds behind the leader in Nagai as they come down into turn 5 at the starting stage is lap 3.
This is the kind of pace we expect from Nagai-san, Alex. We know that he's got excellent 1-lap pace, and he is stringing all of these 1 laps together right now and just pulling away from Peacock as they go down into the waterfall chicane once more. Battle is really on here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, as these 4 drivers really close together still on the track, but the gaps are still starting to form. I can see a little bit of a battle going on in the background now. I'm not sure who that was, but there was definitely a red car who went a little bit wide coming out of the waterfall.
Yeah, you got Amadio battling with Booker, by the looks, they've got it sorted. And in behind them, you've got a gaggle of 4 cars led by Sam Devantier, who's up 5 places, if you don't mind, from his poor qualification. He's sitting up in 14th, looking to move forward ahead of Ortsu, Philippides and Morale on debut. Meanwhile, back up front, they're still sitting behind that 1.7. They're not making any inroads. And the question is, what can Perez do, our current series leader? He is sitting in 6th position, only up the 1 spot, and he's 1.5 seconds off the lead pack at the moment, Corey. Going to be tough for the Spaniard to move forward from there.
That's right, Alex. It will be incredibly difficult for him, but just noticed that Hiraku Sasuke actually just lit up the rear tires coming through turn 1 that time, stepped it out a little bit, and was showing off his drifting skills as they were going through turn 1. So a little bit of over pushing it here for a couple of people in this front group. Maybe trying to hold on is the way that it is at the moment for some of these guys towards the back of the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now, it's tough to do around there. Like the undulations in the track, the rear of the car will go through turn 2 and 2, 3. You can use it for rotation, if anything. It can actually be a good aid if you've got the right sort of pedal inputs going, throttle and brake to manage it. It can be the fastest way around there, but you certainly got to watch it, particularly in the early stages of the race. Nagai-san now, look at him in your foreground, all on his own now, 1.8 seconds and holding against some of the best in the world. Perez now 1.8 seconds, starting to look like he might get away from Miles, but not making a real dent on the guys in front. Now, interestingly, Corey, this track, in difference to so many others, a pack of cars together don't seem to compress and cost a lot of time, although Peacock running wide out of the final quarter, that might. It doesn't seem to cost as much time for it. So at other circuits, you see the compression that happens in corners in a pack like this will slow them down from a solo when compared to a solo driver. Here, because the passing opportunities are so limited, it seems to translate into line astern most of the time. And what that means is that it's Perez's job in breaking down a 1.8 second gap, as is the job for Peacock. But Perez in particular on his own is going to have a tough time getting back onto that front group, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. He will. I can see Takumi Yamato starting to get a little bit cagey here behind McBurney, trying to maybe look for a couple of opportunities here and there, maybe dress rehearsal for later in the race. But I do believe what you're talking about, Alex, is the flowing nature of this track really doesn't lead to very many passing opportunities because there's not really too many stop-start corners on this track. It's all fairly free-flowing right from the start to the finish. And the biggest braking opportunities are into turn 5 and into turn 7, the start of the waterfall. And even then, they're fast-flowing corners. They're not really stop-start like what you would expect from like a street track, like Belle Isle, or even some of the corners at Bathurst, for instance.
Yeah, 100%, mate. The toughest or the strongest braking zone is into turn 5, and it's likely to be 50%, honestly. Maybe a fraction more if you're in the midst of a battle and you're chucking it in late, but certainly not the fastest way around. So, without those threshold braking zones, Perez getting very loose on the exit of the final corner. Tell me he's not trying. What it does mean there is you don't get so many opportunities here, and you're really looking to capitalise on mistakes rather than and perhaps manufacture them rather than traditionally, as we know, the skip's been a draft to pass car. It's no longer that can be said. It'll certainly keep you in there, but it's not until the guy in front makes a mistake that you can capitalise, really. So jumping back further in the field now, where we see Sabanal in the midst of a battle there. Gardner showing the nose on Miles ahead of him. Swarovski again pushing the point and the friendship with Sabanal, the Milo and the Clown. They're racing side by side on the approach to the waterfall. Who gives up in that game of chicken, Corey?
Oh, I don't know, Alex. I mean, it definitely takes a lot to try and deter a Clown. I just wanted to have a quick little look at Sam Devantier right now. He's just coming through the waterfall section right now, down in 15th. So he's lost a position from where we last caught up with him. only up 4 from where he started. So looks like Sam definitely having a bit of a struggle here tonight, Alex.
Yeah, right on the tail of Philippides this time round. Pulls out to the outside on the run into 12. No, lets Philippides come in. Realistically, turn 12 here, this sweeping chicane, very challenging running solo. It is actually a passing opportunity though. Remarkably, this track has so few of them that that sweeping run through 12 and 13 is actually a passing opportunity and probably the second best on the track. But the point that Sam made very well for us here is you want to set up for the other passing opportunity at turn 1 potentially, so you don't want to compromise too much there depending on what your strategy is. Meanwhile, back up front we see, well, right up front we see Nagai. He's gone. He's 2.4 seconds. Peacock, nothing for him as McBurney now shapes up. He says, all right, well, is he going to pull him behind? He is. Oh, I thought he was going to have a look on the outside there. I thought he... Oh, look, checks up mid-corner. He had the tighter line there, or the better racing line, and that's compromised Peacock, who parked it on the apex and nearly had an orange and yellow mobile in his tailpipe. Meanwhile, Yamato and Sasaki right on there, and there it is. Christian Perez has managed to bridge the gap, Corey. He's right on the tail of Sasaki this time round. Watch your money on his work. He's working his way through this pack and finishing at least, well, let's call it second now. He's not racing for first anymore.
Oh, Alex, I reckon he will be able to do it, but I'm still watching this battle between McBurney and Peacock. At turn 1 on this lap, they were actually side by side. McBurney was up on the inside, just couldn't quite have the legs to get the pass made. And you can see a big mistake there coming through turns 12 and 13. And that compressed the field, and it's also allowed Peacock to get away here a little bit.
Oh, Perez.
And here comes Perez on the outside of Sasaki, if you don't mind. Turns to the inside for the final corner. He is already now into the top 5, Alex.
Racecraft 101 there. Oh, look, 3 wide behind. Look out, Sabanal and the clown, Swarovski. I say that with the utmost of affection. That's his team name, Team Clowns. You can see it written on the side of his car. Swarovski this time holding off the Team Milo drivers 2x2 behind Booker and Amadio. Booker getting it done up the inside. That'll leave him on the outside potentially for turn 5. There's action aplenty everywhere you look, Corey. Who would have thought it at this track of all of them? And Sabanal shows a nose, goes up the inside. Oh, Booker, the late breaker, nearly runs up the rear of the Milo car there. But they all get it sorted line astern. Meanwhile, back up here, we've got side-by-side Yamato. No, Perez. He's got 2 Japanese drivers in the space of half a lap, Corey. Tell me he's not moving for more.
He absolutely is boogieing on right now, Alex, moving up into the 4th position with a very nice clean move up the inside of turn 5, I might say. And he is absolutely on a charge. The next person on his list is Brett McBurney. He'll be looking for that pass absolutely anywhere, Alex. We know how aggressive McBurney can be. We also know that Perez is one of the most aggressive drivers we have in this field, but he's very smart about where he becomes aggressive, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Perez has also set the fastest lap. He was 4/10 quicker than Nagai last lap. And perhaps he was on the radio earlier thinking his chance at the win was gone. But perhaps, his chance at the win might have been gone with his quali run. He qualified in 7th. He's up 3 positions into 4th now. But, he's got to shoulder some of the blame there. But he's certainly making the best of a bad hand at the moment. He's right in behind McBurney, as you say. This will be interesting. You've got 3 racy drivers there in Perez, McBurney and Peacock. And let them be racy, I say, because here you got the biggest stage, the biggest race of the week. Where else are you going to stretch your legs in terms of battling and racecraft with some of the best of the world, Corey?
That's exactly right, Alex. And speaking of racecraft and the best in the world, Perez on the last lap, putting in a 36.187. Absolutely obliterating.
Oh, 3 wide. Are they going to go 2 wide? Perez really pushing the point, but I take your point, Corey. That's right up there with the best in the week from Perez.
Absolutely, and he's going to be absolutely tenacious with where he's going to try to make the move. Bernie, extremely compromised coming out of the waterfall. Here comes Perez now up on the inside of 10 and 11. Not usually a passing opportunity, but he's going to try and make this move wherever he can, because as you said, or else you're going to get racy like this, Alex.
Yeah, and he was a full second quicker than the guy. Perhaps I've written off the Spaniard too quickly. If he can get it done on McBurney and Peacock, there's still half the race to go. This is only the first lap of the second half of the race. But look at as well, they're bringing Yamato and Sasaki back into it. And look, what can Perez do this time round as the Spaniard trails right up behind McBurney. McBurney holding his lane on the inside. Perez absolutely looking up the inside of one. So, oh, look how close that was. The wiggle from the Spaniard, and I'm not sure. Oh, the rejoin, though, the rejoin. I'm not sure there wasn't some netcode contact there, Corey. It looked like that Perez had a slight wiggle. There was certainly no contact. We could see a gap between he and McBurney, but netcode's a strange thing.
Oh, it absolutely is, Alex, and this just adds to the excitement of the race, in my opinion, because Perez, he's up into the podium positions now, Alex, and as you said, with the pace that he is showing right now, like, he made mistakes in the last lap and, was attempting a couple of overtakes, and he level pegged the time set by Nagai on that last lap at 36.747. These guys are absolutely on point right now, showing what we deserve to see and showing some great racecraft right now.
Well, they're certainly putting on a show, that's for sure. Now, they were, as you say, equal in time with Nagai out in front as we see the Japanese driver run through. Now they've got to bridge the gap to Peacock now, because that battling opened up a 1.2 second gap. Perez has shown he's got the pace, but he's got to chase. He's the hound chasing two rabbits out in front as McBurney showing the nose, taking the tight line through the 12-13, and now through the final corner at 16. Sorry, it was 14-15 that McBurney held the tighter line. Now through 16, they've gone, and Perez, what's he done this time round? Only managed, can I say, a 37.1, which was half a second slower than Nagai. Perhaps just resettling himself after the battling from the lap before. Adam Miles now, he's broken away from Swarovski, who's away from Amadio. We've lost Sabanal. He's right at the back, Corey. What happened there?
I don't know, Alex. It looks like he's maybe just wanting to be a sparring partner for Xavier Sanchez at the back. It's very disappointing to see. I saw just earlier that maybe he made a little bit of a boo-boo at some point.
Let's see what we can see here. Let's see here. Is this it? Oh, coming through the final sector. Oh, yeah, that'd be it. Oh, the snap oversteer to the outside through the final sector. Oh, he'll be gutted. The Team Milo driver. Such a shame. That's unfortunate for Sabanal through the final sector there. Peacock now getting big in his mirrors, though, is Christian Perez. Perez now, if we see if we can't find a gearbox view from Peacock. That, folks, is what 0.8 of a second looks like through the second to last corner. Through the last corner now, it's down to about 7.5 tenths, and draft will bring Perez even closer. This time round, Perez really looking to bust a gap through here or break down this gap. He's just set the fastest lap of the race. He was half a second quicker than the guy, 0.6 quicker than Ollie Peacock. What's the Spaniard got in the last quarter of this one? There's only 5 laps to go, Corey. I don't think he's on for the win, but he's certainly still gunning for that second step on the podium.
Absolutely, Alex, and he's going to be pulling out all the stops here to try and catch up to and pass Ollie Peacock. Speaking of catching up to and passing, we have a big 8-car battle going on in the back of the pack here, Alex. Just having a look at the second really big group that we've got going on that involves Sandavantia cars, and these guys are all battling tooth and nail for the scraps of the race, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. It's led by Martin Booker, who is up 3 positions. These guys have shuffled a bit. Philippides up 5, Devantia up 5, Manal up 5, Maral, I should say, side by side they go. I think it's Philippides And Devantia making it 3 wide on the exit of the waterfall. Stunning move from the Cowboy. Gets 1, has his eyes on 2. What a battle this is shaping up to be. Nakajima now leading that little melee going on right up the front there. You can just see Booker, Amadio and Gardner leading through from Nakajima, Devantia and Philippides. Devantia made the move, picked up 1 on the exit of the waterfall now, through the closing stages, lap 12, through the final couple of corners, into 15 this time round. He'll be potentially trying to set up for turn 1. Very tight on the back of Nakajima is Devantia. Will he look to have the run? He's got a run. Will he have a look through turn 1? Yes. The Cowboy pulls out, shows the nose on the inside. Nakajima defends. Beautiful space given. Oh, they've carried so much speed through there. Devantia will have to go around the outside and up the inside. Looking to have another go is Philippides. How's Devantia done that? He's carried enough speed to get another one. Up 2 positions in half a lap, Corey. Amazing driving from the Cowboy.
Absolutely, Alex. And seeing how unsettled these cars were as they were coming through turn 2, that is such an amazing move.
Oh, sorry, mate. Change for P2 and P3. Sorry to cut you off there. Side by side on exit of turn 5. Now we've got Peacock and Perez battling it out for P2, Corey.
Don't worry about that. That's awesome. As we see them now, Perez right up on the tail of Peacock. And I was just about to say before you cut me off that Sam was actually drifting through turn number 2. That's how sideways he got that skippy. So incredible move by Devantia back there. But Peacock absolutely hounding the gearbox. Perez pounding the gearbox of Peacock, looking for the outside move here to go through turn 15, which comes the inside for 16, the final corner. Not going to be able to get it. Trying to do the over-unders here. Get the slightly better line, the slightly wider entry to get the shallower exit to maybe try and make a move here into turn 1. You can see he's out, going to show the nose here into turn 1. Can he get the move to stick? Both of them go very deep into turn 1. Peacock just grazing the tires into the dirt. And Perez taking a page out of Devantia's book there, drifting a little bit through turn 2, but this time could not get that move made. These guys are starting to step up the intensity with just 2 3/4 laps to go, Alex.
Yeah, Peacock takes a defensive line, moves straight back over as Perez pulls to side to open up as much as he can of the apex of turn 5. Really does a strong defence here. It'll be down to the waterfall with about 2.5 to go. Peacock says, I want the inside line there as well. Thank you, Mr. Perez. And immediately starts pushing him over to the outside to open up the corner. Very strong and aggressive defence there from Peacock. Side by side through the waterfall. You don't see that every day, let alone getting it done successfully. Perez gets the move done. Peacock with all kinds of defence and unable to get the defence held from Perez, as Perez now looking to do some defence of his own into the fast chicane at 10 and 11. Peacock will go around the outside at 10, the inside of 11, the over-under. Look at the rear of the Spaniard's car, the 2-plated Astro Racing Team driver, not able to defend. Amazing battle, this one, Corey.
That's right, Alex. We're seeing moves in places where we normally would not see moves being made. You never see a move going down into the waterfall. You never see a move going into 10 and 11 or 12 and 13. Every single driver in this race right now stepping up the action completely as we only have 2 laps to go. Who do you got your money on for P2 right now, Alex?
Oh, I don't know. I can't go past Perez, I've got to be honest. But the battling between Peacock and Perez, as spectacular as it was, has brought McBurney, Yamato and Sasaki in it for the last couple of laps. Is Perez close enough for a look? Yamato thinks he is. McBurney defends and then covers the return. Perez up the inside. This time, the door was left open by Peacock, and Perez took full advantage. Side by side they go on the approach of the water. Surely, on the approach of the waterfall, lightning is not going to strike twice, Corey. They're not going to go side by side again. They're going to try. This time Perez wide on the outside. There's a little bit of contact. Perez is around. Has he hung on to it? Yes, he has. I didn't see them surviving that one 2 times in a row, Corey.
Oh, neither did I, Alex, but they're definitely still trying. Perez has dropped down to the 5th position now, but he's already trying to mount a fight back on Yamato. such is the way that he, thinks. He's such a quick thinker, and he's very quick to react to situations. He knew as soon as that contact was happening, he was immediately fourth pedaling it, counter steering it, trying to get it back to going straight again. And he's going to start mounting the attack back here on Yamato as we're coming up towards the last lap now, Alex.
Yeah, the hopes of the ANZ field are resting with McBurney now, who goes up the inside or attempts to go up the inside. Peacock keeping him tight. McBurney moves over, as does Peacock through turn one. Tight angle there. Peacock able to carry much better speed through there as a result. That sets him up for turn 2 and 3. The exit of here crucial for McBurney to see if he can't get the move done into turn 5. Peacock straight away over to driver's left to cover off any inside run. McBurney though in the break. Oh, 3 wide behind the green car. The 8-plated car of Sasaki sends it up the inside of his compatriot and Perez. Perez, although, gets the move done on the outside. McBurney now looking to go 2x2. No, he's not. Perez gets 2 for 1 in the space of 2 corners. The absolute dive from Sasaki costing only he and Yamato positions to Perez. Sasaki now putting the moves all over Perez up the back straight as well. Not side by side. Meanwhile, Nagai flag to flag for our pole sitter at this stage. Let's focus on our battles. Still side by side. McBurney looking to get through. Oh, he's going to get it done up the inside. How does that leave him? He's got to park it on the inside of the final pair of corners. Peacock around the outside's carried all the pace and will look to go, Willie, around the outside of the second to last corner. Set him up for the inside of the last one. Nagai. Nagai's going to take this one out and win it flag to flag. Thank you very much. She takes the flag. Peacock hangs on for a fantastic second position, and the podium position's rounded out by McBurney just ahead of the hardest of charging Christian Perez and Hikaru Sasaki. What an amazing finish there, Corey.
Absolutely, Alex. These guys put on a grandstand finish for us here tonight. And wow, it's just incredible action all throughout the entire race. Perez, an absolute madman behind the wheel of a Skip Barber. You can't fault him for going for any of the moves that he tried to make. And absolute intelligence of him and his racecraft goes to show that he's definitely here to try and win, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, Alex.
Mate, that was outstanding. I know this has been one of the most poorly represented and participated circuits of the season. Come here, folks, watch this race. You will see what good racing at Barber Motorsports Park can be like. That was outstanding. There was incredible passing. It's such a tough track to pass at, Corey, and these guys just manufactured stuff out of nowhere, and it made for an amazing show here tonight. Folks, next time it's on the rotation, get out there and support this circuit. It's done an amazing job, as did all the drivers out there tonight. Fantastic work.
Absolutely, Alex, and everyone out here tonight should be completely proud of themselves for the way that they raced this race. We only had one DNF, which is incredible considering how tight all the racing was all throughout this entire race, Alex.
Yeah, 100%. Now let's grab our race results. Hang on, other button, Alex. Come on. All right, season 27, round 2 from Barber Motorsports Park. Couldn't have put on a better show if I'd asked for one. Naoya Nagai started on pole, finished not with the fastest lap, I don't think, but certainly with the shortest time flag to flag, and took this one out. His first victory in a while. Congratulations to Nagai's son. Ollie Peacock returned to some good form here tonight. The UK&I driver finishing second ahead of McFlabby Racing's and the leading ANZ driver, Brett McBurney, with a fantastic drive. Put it right up there from memory on the front row. Yeah, it was. And managed to battle his way. Some of the best racing in that front pack we've seen in a long time. and he's hung on for P3. Well done to McBurney. Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team did not qualify well, down in 7th position. Literally fought his way to the nail back up to P2, but has only managed to snaffle P4 out of it. Fantastic drive. And Sasaki with the dive of the season so far into turn 5. He's hung on to P5 though, just ahead of his compatriot from Nagai Racing School, Takumi Yamato. Adam Miles, good drive, good performance from him. He was up a few, only one actually, to finish in P7. Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns in what I think might even be, well, it's only been 2 races, so it's a good finish anyway. Inside the top 10 for Sorowski, finishing in 8th. Loris Amadio, the lone Italian driver, finishing in 9th. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing, my new favourite team name, and UK&I. He's finished in 10th. Sam Devantia, the cowboy. He qualified poorly, but he rose 8 positions to be the biggest mover and shaker in the field. He's finished in 11th, just inside the SNL points. The last SNL point scorer, though, was Neil Gardner, who returned with force into the top split this week. The ANZ driver finishing in 12th. Akira Nakajima for Nagai Racing School. He's finished in 13th on the tail end of the battling that went on there in the midfield. Also saw Dimitri Philippidis finish in 14th. Yannick Maral on his debut, the Frenchman, finishing in 15th. Shinichi Otsu for Japan finishing in 16th. Hiroshi Ueda just behind him, his Japanese compatriot, in 18th. Xavier Sanchez, after that unlucky spin out of the final corner lap 1, he's finished all the way down in 18th. As we go over the page, we'll just slide a little bit. Unlucky Donald Sabanar, lucky to sneak in, unlucky where he finished tonight, down in 19th for the Team Milo driver. And Fraser Smith had an unhappy night once again, down, and it was our only retirement down there in 20th position. Corey, mate, I could not have asked for a better race to be put on for the drivers here tonight. Fantastic effort from all involved. Really enjoyed it.
Absolutely, Alex. And for one of the most under-anticipated tracks for the season, these guys absolutely put on a cracking show for us here tonight. And I'm glad that we were here to witness it, because it was just such an amazing race from start to finish. Perez fighting through the field, getting all the way up to battling Peacock for second, just to fall back to 5th and then regain 4th in what was an incredible 3-wide move.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we have only got one driver in the green room at the moment. We'll bring him up. Sam Devantia, the biggest mover and shaker in the field, as we said. He's up, what did I say, 8 positions in the end, but certainly not where you wanted to qualify, that's for sure, Sam.
No, it wasn't. It was cheap stations. Not gonna lie. There was some questionable moves at the rear of the field. Probably some more common sense would have been nice, but when you qualify bad at the rear of the field, it's gonna happen. So what have I finished? I can't remember now. I finished now. P
P11, yeah.
Yeah, P11.
Just
Yeah,
inside
on
the points,
Yeah.
yep.
Had to make the move on Neil in the last lap, so we'll come back stronger next week or the week after.
Yeah, that's the hope, mate. That's the hope. But look, certainly the racing there was, outstanding to watch, honestly, throughout the field. We saw some incredible moves made at what is a very difficult track to overtake at. We just a tick under 5K once again. First time in about 7 or 8 weeks we haven't cracked 5K.
I know, it feels weird.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing, right? At a track like this, though, to get so close at 49.98 or whatever it was.
49.90.
Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff. Who'd have thought we'd get that sort of support from the community, which is what it's all about, mate. So people like yourself turning up really make all the difference. So thank you for that. But anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Just the community in general. You guys, we couldn't put a show on every week without you guys doing the broadcast, and yeah, that's about it. Like everyone in the community.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sam, mate. Look forward to seeing you in the weeks to come.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, Corey, Sam Devantia, the cowboy himself, doing a great job out there tonight. Had a tough start, obviously, from near the rear of the field. Did an amazing job to get as far forward as he did, to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. I mean, as you said, this is one of the hardest tracks to pass on. It's a real pressure cooker kind of track where, you got to try and force someone into a mistake because of the fast flowing nature of it. And, plus 8 positions from where he started is an incredible effort. And, we say it every week. Sam is always on the up and up. He's been a little bit down lately, especially I-rating wise, down to 6.5K. But he'll bounce back bigger and better next week, and he'll put on a spectacle for us once more.
Yeah, absolutely. Geez, I'd love to say I was down to 6.5K, wouldn't you, mate? Anyway.
I just wish I could say I was up to 6.5K, mate. What are you talking about?
Exactly right. So well done to the Cowboy. He put on a great show here tonight, as did our race winner, Naoya Nagai. Nagai-san, omedetou gozaimasu. Well done. Congratulations. Fantastic drive. Also to those guys in the front pack, Peacock, McBurney, Perez, Sasaki. They all did a fantastic job. Similarly to Yamato, I think he was right in there, finished in P6. Amazing racing by all the drivers here tonight. And thank you again for those that showed up and put on such a fantastic show. But that, folks, might just about do us here for this week. Corey, tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week.
So unfortunately, Outlaw Cast last night got rained out, so there was no action from there. They postponed that event to a different date. So once I find that out, I'll be able to tell all of you guys. But this week on Wednesday at 11:20 Western Australian time, the Output Racing League over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, you're going to have 130 laps of the Martinsville Speedway, the paperclip, in the NASCAR trucks. And Martinsville Speedway for this particular league is always a bit action-packed, and it could probably honestly drag on for an hour or two, just such is the nature of the track. And then on Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the Perth Motorplex. So I'm going to be putting in a couple of really long nights, putting in videos for the Speedway Memes Facebook page. And if you guys want to go support that, it's facebook.com/SpeedwayMeme69. And then also the YouTube, which is youtube.com/C/Speedway Memes Media, where I upload the feature races a couple of days later.
Beautiful. And while we're here, let's just chuck on everything top split. And I just want to give a big shout out to probably our longest running supporter, Mr. Les Peck, who's in the chat here tonight and has just thrown down another sub, a tier 3, no doubt. I don't often call him out, but I will, because Les is a legend. And we've always sincerely and genuinely appreciated his support. So thanks, Les. You're one of the good ones, mate. But on our screen at the moment, everything top split. Of course, the Discord is where we do the broadcast from, and the community has been pumping a bit lately, which has been great. Come and join us there and join us for a post-race interview if you're in the race. Look forward to hearing from you. The top split on YouTube is where we will find this race replay and all the others in the 26 and a bit seasons of Monday and Sunday Night Lights. All the history's there, folks. Go check it out. And of course, Top Split TV is where you'll find us here each and every Sunday night. If there's a race on and there's people who join us and put on such great action, we'll be here to cover it. But for now, folks, and until the same time next week, and on behalf of the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and until next time, ciao for now.